So now we're going to be talking about Purchase Invoice in our Yearbooks app. To access Purchase Invoice, we go to the sidebar and move down until we see the Purchase Invoice tab. Within it, we have two pages. We have the Create Purchase Invoice and we have the View Purchase Invoice. Let's go to the Create Purchase Invoice page. Here, you can see a form come up with some fields that are already pre-filled, such as the invoice date and the purchase invoice number. Now, you can either create a purchase invoice using a purchase order number, or you can create a normal service purchase invoice or product purchase invoice. So to create a purchase invoice using a purchase order number, you need to either have a purchase order already created, or you can create a purchase order going through this link right here, or going to the sidebar, and in there we have purchase order, and within it we have create purchase order tab. Right. So let's create a purchase invoice using a purchase order number. So here I'm going to select a random number, and according to this purchase order, we have our purchase invoice form pre-filled. We have the vendor selected. Now this purchase order has no items to be invoiced. So I'm going to select another one, and here you can see the page is pre-filled and I have items. So I can save a purchase invoice for this purchase order, right? So let's go and save, and we will be redirected to our purchase invoice view page. Here we see all our purchase invoices that we have created, right? Our latest one is up on top with all its details. We can, in the action tab, we can either edit this purchase invoice, or we can also delete it if we desire. We can delete it by pressing on this icon or selecting multiple invoices and deleting them like so. We can also filter out our data using the filters that we have, like purchase invoice number. We can filter by vendors, by date, by amount, by vendor type, or by who added this purchase invoice. Now let's go back to create purchase invoice and create a normal purchase invoice without linking it to any purchase order. So for that, we have to select a vendor. Now there's two types of vendors. There's saved vendors and unsaved vendors, right? You might already have multiple vendors, saved or unsaved, added to your Yearbooks account, which you can select. If you don't and you want to add a new company, you can select this add new company, and here you will see a pop-up of a form where you can add a new company, right? You can also add a new company by going to the sidebar, scrolling down until you see the client and vendor tab, and within it we will find a similar form to add a new company. So here I'm just going to select a random company, and I'm going to scroll down to adding items. Now we can add two types of items. We can add service purchase invoice items or product purchase invoice items. Let's create a service purchase invoice item first. So here I'm going to add some test data in description, quantity, and unit cost. And I can add as many items as I want, and I can delete as many items as I want, but I need to have at least one item to save my purchase invoice. So here, after you're satisfied with your details, you can go ahead and save at the bottom, and it will redirect you to view purchase invoice again. Right. And now this is our newly service purchase invoice item created. You can do similar things like edit, delete, filter. And so now we're going to go and create a product invoice, purchase invoice. So here I'm going to select another company. I'm going to go down and click on product purchase invoice. Now, if you already have products added to your account, you can go ahead and select them. If you want to add new products, you can click on this form right here, and it will give you a form to add new products. Or you can also go to the sidebar, scroll down to inventory, and here in products, you will find a similar form to add new products. So here I'm just going to select a pre-defined product, right? So it already pre-fills all my data except quantity, and sometimes unit cost is also left out. So here I'm going to just fill up the rest of the fields and check if my details are correct. Again, I can add as many products as I want. I can delete them as well. But you need to have at least one item. So here I'm going to save my purchase invoice, and we're going to get redirected back to view page. And now my latest purchase invoice number is of the product purchase invoice which I just created. So that's a general flow of our purchase invoice on your books.